Welcome everybody to the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast, your home for all wrestling, everything wrestling. Happy Labor Day, Soto.
Hey,
Busy
what's
man,
up?
heavy man, you know what I'm saying? What's going on?
Not much, man. Just chilling. We had a full weekend of wrestling.
It was a lot.
It was
It
a
was a
lot.
lot this weekend.
It was a lot. And as wrestling fans, you can only just enjoy it. You can only enjoy it.
You know,
AEW, WWE, Impact. It was one big hectic weekend. Just trying to keep up with everything. Because then you had Payback on Saturday, but then you also had Collision, and you had All Out on Sunday. So it was just crazy.
yeah. But there's a lot to break down, a lot of stuff coming and going, a lot of this and that. So let's get half of it done right now, and we'll take care of the rest later. So we had WWE on Saturday. How you liking this Saturday night paid live event?
Oh no, I love pay-per-views on a Saturday. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, the traditional is Sunday nights, but you don't have to work. Worry about work the next day or anything like that. So it's Saturday night. It's chill vibes, and you can stay up and watch wrestling. So Saturday nights, I think it's a plus.
You think it's gonna be a permanent thing going forward?
Um, I don't know. I feel like it's worked well for them so far. So I think that's I guess you could say that's the direction they're going with.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with WWE, it's like I think as of late they've been doing it on Saturdays. With AEW, they've kind of been flip flopping like Saturdays or Sundays. So it really just depends. But I mean, Saturday, Sunday, there's no preference. As long as the match card and the wrestling is fine, it's all that matters. It's all that matters.
Well, let's get right into it. Payback. I think it was Pittsburgh. So let's get right into the
Yeah,
beautiful steel city of Pittsburgh. You know what? The perfect match to kick off the event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A steel cage match. Becky defeats Trish Stratus, and what I appreciate the fact that you don't see many um like extreme rules matches or you put a stipulation in, especially not like the women.
right.
And the fact you get two of the best, one of the greatest of all time in Trish, and probably the best female wrestler in the business today, and Becky Lynch, go toe to toe to kick off Payback in a steel cage match.
It was a lot better than I expected. I thought, after the match was over, I was like, wow, it's going to be tough to kind of say. At that moment, I was like, all right, this is the match of the night, and it was the first match on the card. That's how good it was, and let's just say it's a good thing it ended. This feud needed to end. They kind of stretched it out a little bit. Unfortunately, I think it was supposed to end at SummerSlam, but due to time scheduling and some of the matches, they couldn't get this match done. So the fact that this is the end of the rivalry, it's a good thing because it was just becoming a little too stale. And what was most interesting was what happened post match.
Mm-hmm.
Trish kind of blaming Zoe, and then Zoe attacks Trish, which I think is a plus because you're elevating Zoe now. And this was the whole like the whole point of Trish Stratus being here. You're elevating Becky from being
A
a
star to
superstar
superstar, superstar to
to a
megastar.
goat level status,
Yeah,
and then now you're elevating um Zoe from a rookie to a potential star.
yeah. You're
Um,
giving you're giving the higher ups looks at what your younger talent's gonna be.
yeah, and I love what the crowd did also. Giving Trish a well deserved kind of like curtain call. She deserves it. I mean, listen, she is one of the all time greats. Um, and what she's doing today, and I love the fact that she paid tribute to a former guest of ours, Victoria, when she did the Widow's Peak, which I loved every bit of it, And for those who don't know, Victoria was also one of the first women to compete in a steel cage match, in WWE. So everything just comes full circle. I love every bit of the match, and it was a great start to Payback.
as it was, and I think it made perfect sense to have these women because you wouldn't see them. You wouldn't put Trish like the third match of the night, or like Becky and them like before, like the match before the main event. You know what I mean? Like it was perfect. Put them in the beginning, let them steal the show early and set the tone, and it was just a perfect start.
Yeah. We move on with LA Knight defeating The Miz, but just before that happened, we had the Payback, WWE Payback's host, John Cena, hit the ring, confronted by one of his all-time rivals, The Miz, and that's where Cena announces that he would become the special guest
Miz just should have
referee.
shut up and let her rock, but no, Miz doing Miz things, being one
You
of the
poke
best heels in the
you
business.
you poke the bear, and you shouldn't have done
Mess
it.
with the bull, you get the horns. In this case, you made John Cena a special guest referee. Another
Right.
stipulation to be added on for this event, and
Yeah.
just made LA Knight look that much better.
Yeah, no, and it kind of brought a little bit more of an attraction to this match. Because it was just going to be a plain simple one-on-one. But when you're adding John Cena, who rumors have it he is going to stick around for months. They have the writer's strike, so he will be in WWE for I don't know how many months, maybe like 3 or 4 months. So fans should just embrace this because this might be his final run.
WrestleMania
Um,
is 41?
it's going to be WrestleMania 40.
40. So WrestleMania 40 will be the end of a lot of our child. I don't want to say everything because we kind of, our childhood ended with Austin, and then time progressed with Flair and Taker and Michaels and Triple H. But this is like the generation after us.
This
This
is
is the
the
end
generation, yeah,
of your goat of your in the goat conversation. This is it.
right. Because we like Cena, Edge, Orton, Lesnar. These are guys that we grew up watching from the very beginning. Now, you could also say, Taker, Kane, but for some of us, it's like, all right, we were seeing the middle of their careers, right? Their prime peaks of their careers. But we saw the very very beginning of Cena. We saw the very beginning of Edge, Orton, Lesnar, Batista, you name it. We saw from the very beginning. Some of us couldn't experience like the very beginning of Austin and stuff like that. So this
Right.
was our. I mean, obviously,
I said it
everybody's
before, and
different
I'll say
eras,
it
but
again. When it comes to classes, we have the Florida Coast Wrestling, Gulf Coast Wrestling, GCW. You had Roman, you had Seth, you had Moxley. OVW, I think, has the greatest core rookie class of all time. You had Cena, you had Orton, you had Lesnar, and you had Shelton Benjamin and Batista.
you said, wait, oh yeah, right, right.
Yeah, so those 4 or 5, you count Benjamin, who's still going today. That and John Cena turns out to be the greatest wrestler in the best wrestler in the class, and might be top 5 all time.
Yeah,
It says a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah, you named it. When you have Ohio Valley Wrestling, and then Florida Championship Wrestling,
And
which
they
is
have
then
a docu series about them coming up pretty soon as well.
yeah, Florida Championship Wrestling transitioning into NXT, and we already see what NXT is today.
The Roman
Um,
Reigns, those the former Shield, Big E. There's a lot of people that came and gone in that group. You
yeah,
know, and the best part is, as the Miz going to be the Miz and another Hall of Fame bound superstar with John Cena, and what do? They do the right thing, and they put over an up and coming talent who is heavily over as is, and will continue to go over in LA Knight.
Yeah, and with after the match with LA Knight shaking hands with Cena, everybody's like, "Oh, this is the passing of the torch." I see it differently. I see this is Cena endorsing LA Knight.
I co-sign this person to be the
Yeah,
future.
it's not a passing of the torch because I don't think LA Knight has done enough for that passing of the torch moment. Now, in terms of Mike and popularity, it's like Cena recognizing, all right, you're on your way, you're on your way there. And even though LA Knight is like 43, 44 years old, so it's not like he's young, but he's on the cusp of stardom. So, Cena acknowledges is like, all right,
He did that Friday with Cody, and now he's doing LA Knight. Yo, these guys are the future. These guys are
yeah.
what you guys are going to enjoy when the past generation goes.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what's next for LA Knight. Who he's going to feud with is will the feud with the Miz continue? I don't know. Will the Miz feud with somebody new and put them over? Because you got to give credit to the Miz. He's somebody who's always uh, helping others, and other talents. Like if the Miz is given an assignment, he does it so well. And in this case, it's elevating LA Knight, which you know it, it's being done perfectly. So
Do
credit
you
credit to the
see?
Miz.
Do you see Cena wrestling? You see Cena taking a title from somebody and promoting and pushing other talent.
All right,
The
if we're
Miz
talking
won't
about
obviously,
well,
and LA Knight's got bigger plans. Do you see Cena going after a belt, getting it, and then
I don't
pushing
know.
other talents?
I don't know if going after a belt. So all right. So we had Austin Theory, which ironically is the next match we're going to speak of. So, um, Austin Theory went over on Cena at Mania, which is a huge deal. I feel like for Cena, the best thing is to feud with Cody.
Okay.
Cody is the superstar, the face of Monday Night Raw. No disrespect to Seth Rollins, but it's Cody, and Cody could easily, with this feud with John Cena, could become the face of WWE. It's just they have to plan this perfectly so that fans won't turn on Cody.
Right.
Cody is this big megastar, and who knows better than being a megastar than one of the greatest of all time in John Cena. So if Cody and Cena feud and it could be properly executed, that would be key. Another person is probably Gunther. Maybe have Gunther go on top. I mean, but who knows? He has this match with Gable, and we're gonna see if
Just so
Gable
you
is.
know, I'm putting my money on Chad Gable.
I don't know. It's like, can this be?
He's took going to Raw now. It's going to happen tonight, obviously, but that push that Gable's had, he's surging. Do
Yeah,
you and Gunther's he's done. He's done it all.
and
Like
not just him, but just Alpha Academy as a whole. So we'll see what happens. But I did mention Austin Theory, and
yeah.
that's
Speaking of superstars who are surging to somebody who's a bright star who's slowly fading. My man just lost his U.S. title, which was a matter of time. We all called it, But Rey
I just
Mysterio gets
I
the
just
opportunity
didn't
now
like that it
to
was
be the new
Ray.
U.S. champ.
I didn't like that it was Ray. Like, congrats for to Ray for capturing the title. When was it? It was like a week or two ago. And I mean, great, Mysterio defended it, but I felt like it should have been Escobar. But I feel like they're holding off till that and having a Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. There might be some tensions within LWO
But
soon.
it
I'm
makes
not sure.
sense now. Like people, those who built it, those who done this, that, and the third.
Right
Now you're gonna
now,
have somebody who's leading a faction going to now put somebody over the top.
right, and you just mentioned something that was really key, and I need people to actually realize this. You said a superstar that is fading, and that's exactly what Austin Theory is. Austin Theory was basically given the keys to be one of the biggest superstars today. And I personally just don't see it. He was given the money in the bank briefcase, which was huge. But what does he do, or what do they have him do? Cashes in on the United States Championship, something that's never been done before. But it's like, damn, like you have an up and coming like star, and you have him go after a mid card title. All right, whatever. Then you have him win the United States Championship, and this run has been very mid, in my
And that
opinion.
you're saying you're being nice about it. It's been terrible.
I probably
You're
was.
being nice about it. Let's be
I
honest. It's been
probably,
terrible.
I probably, but I just like there has to be a change within Austin Theory. There really has to be either a face turn or something drastic because for me it's not panning out. His character in general is just becoming very stale. And
It's just I don't know. I can't really describe it. You know, retool, reset, and start over. It's the
yeah,
best. It's the only option you can do. Ray's gonna do his thing. Ray's gonna be able to go and do what he has to do now to put somebody over. It may be Escobar, it may be somebody else.
it
It may
should
be
be
somebody Alpha
Escobar.
Academy. Maybe LWO versus the Alpha Academy come Survivor Series. Chad Gable defeats Ray. That's a possible option. You have a lot of opportunities to do something. But Theory is not a fighting champion. That's your first mistake. You don't put him in any great feuds. That's your second mistake. And when you put him in a big feud, he doesn't stand out. And now that's on the wrestler. So, it is what it
I,
is.
I don't know.
Shout to Ray.
For me, it's like there's just something stale about Austin Theory that like is just not helping him get over.
It is what it
I
is.
don't know. I don't know what the kid may be, but um, we move on to the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, in which Finn Balor and Damian Priest captured the titles by defeating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
This now is the beginning of Judgment Day being the most valuable faction in wrestling. They all have
Yes,
gold.
yes,
Everybody in every single part of the company has gold, has a title. Rhea's controlling the women's division. Dom's in NXT. And now you have tag team. You have undisputed tag team champs. So they're in all across the company. You have gold around people's belts, around people's waists. That's huge. Kevin and Zayn, they've done enough. They've been in high stakes matches as individuals and as a tag team, and they've done it all. One of the best moments in Mania history happened to these guys.
yeah.
Time has moved on. They've done their job, and rightfully so. You put somebody else over and go from that point.
Yeah, no. And you just mentioned it. Now all members of Judgment Day have gold. From a situation where we thought the Judgment Day might be coming to an end, or a member being kicked out, now you have all four of them strong, with JD McDonough lurking in the background, right? But now you have the Finn Balor tag team. You have Damian Priest tag team plus the Money in the Bank briefcase. You have Dom with the NXT North American Championship, and then you have Rhea Ripley with the Women's World Championship. They are actually dominating right now, and we're gonna see that dominance continue. This was the perfect time to put some gold on old members of Judgment Day, and listen, that match was simply incredible. So I mentioned up until the first match, and it was crazy. It was the first match. I thought, damn, Becky and Trish are having the match of the night. Then this
Hold
match
my beer.
comes,
Hold my drink.
yeah, basically this match comes and just kind of like, in my opinion, just blows every other match out of the water. and it was bizarre with all the
With the ups
with
and downs, the
Kevin
highs,
Kevin
lows.
Owens with his Swanton bomb with Rhea Ripley spearing Kevin Owens into the barricade. Then you have that little snake dom with handing the briefcase, like everything. All four members, the chemistry that all four members have with each other. Um, it's just been awesome. Now, I I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Judgment Day won, and congratulations to them, they won. I just thought, again, I was like, it's a little weird that you know, they took the titles off Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where they kind of tease us on last SmackDown an interaction between them and the Street Profits. So I thought that was like really
Survivor
interesting.
Series is around the corner. We said it a couple times back. I think you said it. The Judgment has to take over another faction. I've said Street Profits are due for the heel turn and the team with Bobby Lashley. So your words may come to fruition when it comes to Judgment Day versus the Hurt Business
Who knows? And
for the Undisputed Tag Championship
yeah,
or a 5-on-5.
yeah. Um, but more about the match. Like, I love the fact that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were the matching, Pittsburgh Penguins gear. That was
Yeah.
that was pretty cool, cool for the city. Also, the fact that JD McDonough did also interfere might cause Priest and Rhea to reconsider this, like, partnership with JD McDonough and actually initiate him into the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows? Maybe tonight on Monday Night Raw, we might be seeing that.
A
So
complete induction. Listen, it's a matter. It's a lot of stuff will be seen tonight on Raw. It's a matter of time, but there's a lot in detail, a lot in detail for everything.
yeah, we move on where Cody Rhodes appears on the Grayson Waller effect, and
Which,
he
by the way, is a
announces,
knockoff. Talk is Jericho. It's a knockoff Miz TV.
there's
I'm
so
not the
many.
biggest fan of Grayson Waller, but I got to admit, it's so easy not to like him.
Yeah, which why he does his job and his role so perfectly.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Cody made a huge announcement, which I thought we weren't going to see him for a while, but he announced that Jey Uso returning to WWE as the newest member of the Monday Night Raw brand.
You know what that means? No more bloodline for Jay.
I think it just means we're putting this match on hold. Jay and Jimmy, we're putting that on hold till WrestleMania. They're going to stretch this out. They're probably going to see how each of them do as singles competitors, which there's no doubt in my mind after seeing what Jay can do, main event Jay, and what Jimmy can do, it's all going to play out for both of them. And then it's just going to come full circle where, listen, it's in record that they want to face each other on the grandest stage of them all. So this is just a way to kind of stretch the storyline out and wait till WrestleMania to announce that match. So, yeah, Jay, listen,
And I think Jay's gonna feud Grayson Waller as is already.
that that may be true. Listen, I can also see a situation where if Chad Gable doesn't get the job done against Gunther, we might be seeing a Gunther versus Jey Uso.
Which would be a great match as
Yeah.
is.
And for what a better way to back up that main event Jey Uso than to capture the title. That would be a feel good moment. That would be the first time he captures a singles title, and it would be pretty historic. So, and you think about a Gunther versus Jey Uso match, it's pretty exciting. So just to think about that. So
Not to mention because Rikishi, the dad of the Usos, was a pretty good IC champ in his during his runs.
I mean, listen, Rikishi. Listen, Rikishi
Goaded.
is one of the goats. Whether it was singles or whether it was tag team, he did it all, and that's kind of like it's a cool thing what they're doing for Jey Uso. Listen, Rikishi was a one-time uh, IC champion, so follow your father's footsteps and you know capture gold. So um, who knows?
We'll
Uh,
see.
I think I see that in the future for Jey Uso.
Makes a lot of sense. We'll see.
Yeah. Then we have the WWE World's. I'm sorry, the WWE Women's World's Championship match in which Rhea Ripley defeated Raquel Rodriguez.
Dom Mysterio, go fuck yourself. I was so like, oh, this is it. Raquel's about to get gold, and here comes Dom doing Dom things, and then yeah.
I just love this matchup. The size, the strength, just the build like of those two women. Um, it just matches perfectly, and it's going to be hard to imagine who's going to defeat Rhea Ripley for the World Championship match. I mean, listen, Raquel did her thing, but as long as mommy has Dom, you know,
Mamita.
it's a numbers game at this point.
Yeah.
Um, both of their powers were on display, and you know, it kind of seemed at times where Rhea might lose the championship because Raquel she is an incredible challenger, and up to date she's been the biggest threat for Rhea. But with Dom causing the distraction, and then also you had Rodriguez kind of nursing that knee injury, um, Rhea was able to take advantage and pick up the victory. So,
Yeah.
and plus, listen, we, earlier you had the Judgment Day win the titles. There was no way she was losing the title. I mean, come on.
No.
And
Too
as we
many
have
things
it,
look great.
yeah, Judgment Day are dripping in gold. All of them, absolutely all of them. And speaking of gold, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match in which Seth freaking Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura.
This will not be the last of them two fighting for gold. This was a great match. This was a
Yeah, it was
fun
it was
match to talk about.
yeah, it was a real technical match, and then just the whole story behind it. I love the introduction for Nakamura, which kind of looked kind of like comic book scene. That was pretty dope. That was a cool detail. But yeah, this match was technical. We know that Seth freaking Rollins was nursing the back injury, and Nakamura kind of like took advantage throughout the whole match.
Yeah.
Now,
It feels like Seth going is doing the Shawn Michaels run, where he's got a bad back. He's fighting with a bad back, and it feels Michaels esque right now.
yeah, and you know what? With these two guys, like their counters, it's like they knew each other's moves, which was perfect. Again, their chemistry is amazing. I love this new uh kind of like dark edge with Nakamura. It's something that he desperately needed, and it's going to elevate his character moving forward. um for those who didn't see it, so after the match, it wasn't televised or anything like that. So after the match, Nakamura did attack Seth Rollins, so that leads me to believe that this feud is far from over. I just thought that since they have this back injury angle to Seth Rollins, I thought it was a perfect opportunity for Priest to cash in. I honestly thought this might be the Judgment Day pay per view because I thought Priest is going to cash in just when not just when Rollins barely defeats Nakamura. Because Nakamura was targeting that back throughout the whole match.
Right.
So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to kind of like, for Priest to take advantage and cash in, but it kind of seems like they're leaving it for a bigger moment now. Um, but yeah, now overall, this pay per view, this event, it was great, to be honest with you.
I think so. I think just top to bottom, it was just a great overall like event. You know what I mean? Like I think as a whole, it was fun. It was entertaining. It had. I mean, I didn't. What was the worst match?
All right, so in my opinion, there wasn't any like a terrible match. If I had to find like a weak match, um, it would maybe have been the LA Knight versus the Miz match.
Was it
Um,
really a bad match though?
no, I'm not saying it was a match, but I'm
You get the
saying
nitpick.
if
That's what I'm saying. Like, but even then, like, was it really a
yeah,
bad
even
match?
yeah, it was a solid match. It was a solid match. The best two matches where you really can't.
First and last.
Yeah, it was the well, I
Steel
mean,
cage, and
to,
then
to
the.
the tag match. The tag match was
You
just
think
crazy.
so?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite moment from that match was Kevin Owens channeling his inner Jeff Hardy and hitting the Swanton Bomb on Dom.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like when Jeff Hardy did it. When was it? I think it was in Madison Square Garden,
Off the
off the railing
off the entrance.
or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah,
off
yeah,
the off where the Knicks walk through from the locker room.
right. So
Yeah.
it's like stuff like that. And plus that whole match, it was just nonstop action. So uh, I love the match. I mean, I love the pay per view. The Everything was well organized. I mean,
A
listen,
minus.
there was star power. There was Cody. Even this segment with Cody and Grayson Waller, because we were like, all right, Cody and Grayson Waller, like, what
When's
are we
Cody
gonna do?
is gonna beat up Grayson Waller? When's it gonna happen? And it just didn't happen.
Uh, and just the fact that again with the star power, it's like you had Cody there. We didn't know what to expect. What does he do? Announces that another star will be joining the Raw brand, right? Then what did Cena do? How can we take advantage of Cena as the host of WWE Payback? So boom, throw him out, throw him in as a
Did you
special
enjoy
guest
him as
referee.
the backstage analyst?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Cena. Like at this point, you just have to enjoy everything that Cena does
Appreciate what you had
because
till it's too late.
exactly. He's in his final run. Listen, I'm one. It's and this might be like kind of like different in basketball terms or LeBron James, right? Just real quick, and I know LeBron James. For me, LeBron James, I'm not like a huge LeBron fan, but I recognize his game and his talent and whatnot, and he's been the face of the NBA for all these years, right? So it's like, and he's heading into what year? What 1920? Like you have to appreciate what you have because once they're gone, it's like damn, you're gonna be left with like damn man, like he was the goat, one of the all time goats, and it's like when are you gonna see another performance or another performer like that? So that's why I compare with Cena. It's like damn, who will like where are we gonna see like the next Cena superstar, right? And the closest thing that we have to that Cena level is Cody, but he's not just there yet. I just the way that Cena interacts with the fans, the way he can draw all the star power, ratings, matches, whatever the case may be on the mic. It's hard to look for somebody like that. And I know a lot of people throughout Cena's career turned their back on Cena, and then during the last couple of years, you kind of see them, cheering on Cena because they know that the end is coming. Yeah, they know that it's coming. So I don't know. It's tough to see because it's like we know this is his last run,
All that hate is
and
gone real quick now.
you're right.
Everything's changed. Hey, listen, man. It is what it is. You gotta appreciate greatness while it's still here. I don't like that you call LeBron James and John Cena the same conversation, but that's okay though.
I mean, listen,
When you think about it, it does make a lot of sense.
yeah,
But you gotta enjoy the moments. For all the fight that went down, now he's back, and since the last time he was here, I think I think this time it was even a louder ovation than it was from before. Every time he shows up, none but the round of applause gets louder and louder. Standing ovations get bigger and bigger.
Right.
So it's good. It's good to enjoy. It's good to see. It's good to have that. And you just have to appreciate greatness while we still have it. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So A minus on
Yeah,
the pay-per-view.
I would go with yeah, A minus seems appropriate for the show. Um, to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of people had high hopes, but I just think from start to finish they killed it. They, you know, yeah, Payback was definitely a huge success. And yeah, I have nothing against the pay per view, so or the event.
On to the next one, right?
On to the next one, yeah.
That's just how it's got to be. That's how it goes. So, but no, it was fun. It was great. It was enjoyable. But unfortunately, great things have to end. And that'll do it for us on today's episode of the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. Uh, Mr. Soto, can you please give the fans the link tree as we show them what they need to see and need to know going forward for everybody's enjoyment. If you want to keep tuning in and keep enjoying us with what we have going on, and enjoying all the good things that we have for this podcast, for this episode, every episode, you can check us out on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts as we show for viewers. You can check out everything right there. We have Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. We're on Instagram. I would call it X. I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter. We got Facebook. We got TikTok, Twitch. You name it,
Everything.
we're on it. YouTube, Discord. We posting the Discord up we have it up and live, ready to go. If you guys want to tune in, you'll be seeing the link coming up on Instagram and Twitter and Instagram real soon to have it. And you're going to see nothing but great things and, fan engagement, to ask questions. Talk to all of us. What do you want to hear from us? What do you want to do? We got people asking now they want to join in and do an episode with us. We have no problem doing that. Have the fans come on and talk wrestling. Nothing wrong with that as well. If you want to start your own podcast, for example, everybody wants to know. We use an app that was known as Anchor, is now known as Podcasters. It's free and easy. They are collaborating with Spotify. All you have to do is sign up with the email, and that's as quickly to get started. If you want to have the nice watermarks we have on our podcast and be able to promote and push our stuff, we use StreamYard, and you can also use Zoom. Sign up with your email, small monetary fee to the company, and all of a sudden, you can do what you want to do. Promote wherever you want to promote. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You name it.
We're on everything. We're just on everything.
We literally are on everything. Literally on everything. Except for West Open Radio. For those those who do the Bus Open Radio, just know we're coming for you guys. Full effect real soon. All right, Soto. So till next time, we'll be breaking down this AEW event.
Absolutely.
So I'll see you around the way, kid.
We out.
All right.